Hey there, happy Friday. Thank you for joining me here tonight. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery kits. And I am here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And it's a time where we can relax and craft together and work on a project all the way through from beginning to end. So tonight we're going to continue on the Splendid Sampler Quilt Along. This is the Splendid Sampler 2 Quilt Along. This is the second book from James Davidson and Pat Sloan. And we are doing every block, all 100 blocks from this book. And there is the quilt along. You can follow along on thesplendidsampler.com and the Splendid Sampler Facebook page as well. You can see what we're working on there. We're going to continue on the Estelle block tonight. I am hoping we can get this guy done. We are so close. So yesterday, all of our half square triangles magically turned into this. It was crazy. But we got all our little pinwheels done, and we got our middle of the block sewn together. Now all we have to do is the border. So I have the little half square triangles for that ready for the border, and we actually have to cut the rest of the border out. So I cut this block piece by piece as we needed it, just so I didn't confuse myself even more. It was confusing enough. We have to do some cutting tonight, but I think we'll still be able to get this block done. That is the goal, because it would be awesome to start fresh next week. So, all right, I'm going to flip you around. Thank you again, guys, for coming, and let's get sewing. All right, here we go. So I actually skipped the step of making the border so we could sew all this together, but I am so happy with it. And I gotta say, our points are matching up pretty dang good. So I'm hoping that we got a perfect 6.5 inch block when we're done. So this block, we were specifically taking it slow and working on accuracy of our sewing, and I'm hoping it's paid off. So far, it's looking pretty good. So all right, what do we need now? So we have our half square triangles for the border. Let's just take a look at this. So here's the border yet. We need these little rectangles and squares yet to sew, and then here are our half square triangles. So we need to, looks like we need to make 4 little squares yet, and I think we need to make 8 of these rectangles. So let's cut those, get those ready. Okay, let's just look. We need 4 squares that are 1 1/4. Okay, of this yellow. So let's start there. 4 squares that are 1 1/4. Okay, that's 5 inches worth. So let's just double check what we got going on here. Oh yeah, much more than 5 inches. So do we have a little smaller spot? No, I think that area is good. All right, let's trim. Suppose I could press this, but it's looking all right. You know, this edge is looking pretty straight and good, but I am gonna just trim it. Oop, let's get the glove on. I am gonna trim it anyway, just to get that really nice edge. We're going for precise, nice stuff, so any other time I might have just left that edge, but this time we're trimming it up nice. All right, so 1 1/4. All right, 1 1/4. So these are for our 4 corners. Zoop. All right, officially done with this fabric. All right, let's just, I think this looks pretty square. I'm going to assume that that's square. And I'm going to get my other ruler out just because I like cutting with this ruler. Okay, 1 1/4. We need 4 squares of this. 1 1/4. Did I cut this right? This does not look square. I guess it's fine. Weird. Just using different rulers sometimes freaks me out a little bit. Oh, no, it looks better. I must have been on the wrong markings. All right, 1, 2. We'll have a little extra here. Oh my gosh, you guys, I woke up today and it was still snowing out, and the snowflakes, I swear, were bigger than a quarter. Every single snowflake was at least that big. Oh God, I just looked out the window and ugh. I think both John and me were just feeling super low today because of the weather, and so we decided to muster up some energy, and we went to the Y, and I swam for a little today, and oh my gosh, I feel a jillion times better than I did earlier today. So that feels good. All right, now we need 8 rectangles that are 1 1/4 by 2 inches. So let's say we cut a 1 1/4 thing here. How much would we need? We would need 16, 17, 18 inches. Okay, I don't think I have that here. Yeah, no. So what if we did, do I have 2 inches even? Yeah, I think this is like a 2-inch strip here. Oh, I should try the smaller cutter. I don't have a smaller cutter. I'm gonna have to look that up. I know my mom has one. Maybe next time I'm visiting, I'll try using hers to see how it worked. Okay, so let's see. If we did a 2-inch strip and cross cut it to 1 1/4, then we would need 8, 9, 10 inches worth, and I think we're closer to that. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do on this kind of scrap of fabric, I think I do have another piece of this that's bigger, but it'd be nice to use this up. So I'm going to just cut 2 inches out of here and then cross cut it for the 8, 1 1/4. But this time I'm going to definitely press. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get a vegetable garden going. So I was tempted in those 2 spring-feeling days. I'm like, oh, it'd be awesome to start planting a garden today, but I knew it was too early. Too good to be true. But I saved a couple seeds. So I don't think I've done this before, but we made some squash recently, 2 different kinds of squash, and I kept the seeds from both, and I'd like to try planting those this year. I know it works because when I throw squash into the compost, we get squash starting to grow in our compost. So I'm gonna just try planting a bunch this year. Last year we tried to buy ooh, this is not 2 inches. Jeez, there's something about this ruler. I never measure it right. I don't know what it is. I think it's these lines in the middle. I don't know. Something with it. But I'm like, that doesn't quite look like 2 inches. There we go. But yeah, so they didn't have, they have the place that we usually buy plants from. We don't start our own plants. That's something I'd like to try at some point, but I haven't done that yet. So I always kind of buy plants that have been started just because, we have a very kind of short growing season. So if I can get them as plants to start out with, that's nice. But we have done squash from seeds before. But the place we get stuff from, they have a huge, tomato and pepper selection. So I was thinking, oh, they're going to have a really good squash selection, but they didn't, at all. They only had, acorn squash and zucchini, which are great, but it's not what I was looking for. So I saved the seeds this time from a few, and I'm excited to just try planting those. So I saved delicata squash and spaghetti squash. I saved both of those, so I'm hoping to plant those up and see how they go. I really love, I'm just getting into the spaghetti squash. My mom, I realize I've been doing it wrong, so I never buy it because I'm like, I don't understand this. But I realize that I've been doing it wrong, and my mom told me that I'm cutting it wrong. Like I was cutting it from like the stem to the bottom, and she's like, no, you got to cut it just like in half in the middle of it, and then that's how it comes out like spaghetti. And so I did that a few times, and it worked awesome, and it's so easy. But with the delicata squash, so that's kind of a longer squash, like this big, and it has like the little ridges, but it's yellow with like some green speckles in it typically. That you can eat the outside. So I love that because all you got to do is cut it the long way in half, dig out the seeds, and then chop it into like little moon shapes, and you can eat the whole entire thing. And I just, you know, even the skin is soft enough that you can eat it, and I just really like it. So those two, we're gonna, oh, delicata is your favorite. Yep, it's mine too, Barbara, for sure. I need two more. But yeah, so those two, and then we'll do zucchini again. I'll like to give that a try, all of those. And squash usually does pretty well in our garden. The problem is that the squirrels gnaw at all the squashes. So I don't have a solution for that. We've solved the rabbits. The squirrels, we have not solved one iota. So I have no idea how to keep these squash and zucchini from being eaten immediately. But usually the squash, there's so much of it grows that we can either cut away the parts that the squirrels have eaten, or there's enough that the squirrels haven't eaten all of them. But if anyone has any squirrel ideas, let me know, besides doing a whole entire covered thing, because that's not happening. Okay, we are done cutting. So I think now, okay, we got our little design here. So we need to make 4 of these, and let me see if I can figure it out. We need these yet. Okay, here's where I'm going to confuse myself again. All right, let's read the instructions. Sew together 2 H rectangles. Okay, that's these. And 2 BG. Okay, these are BG. And 2 DG units to make a side unit. Okay. BG. Is this DG? Wait, no. Tan, and yep, this and white and this. Okay, but oh, okay. All right, I got it now. It was looking weird in the image, but I think I got it. Here, this is how it goes. Okay. There we are. Sew together 2 H rectangles and 2 BG and 2 DG units as shown to make a side unit. It's actually 1 DG, 1 BG unit and 1 DG unit. So I think that's a mistake. It says 2 BG units and 2 DG units, but the picture shows it like this, and that makes more sense. So I think that's another typo, you guys. So I think it's 2 H rectangles, 1 BG unit, and 1 DG unit together like this to make a side unit. So I think that's the plan here. And we need to make 4 of these. So, all right, let's just plop these guys up first. Yeah, that's gotta be an error. Okay, oop. Got some hair hanging out here. All right, fuzzle out of here. So let's just place these all the same direction, since I tend to get messed up on my triangle directions. Okay, and then this one goes this way. So what we want is kind of what looks like a point, because this side of the half square triangle will match the rectangle. And then we have our white side and our tan side. Okay, there. And there. And you know what? I think I'm going to put 2 of these on right away as well, because it looks like these go on 2 sides. Sew a side unit to each side. Wait, arrange the corner units. Arrange the corner units for, wait, no, we did that already. Sew a side unit, oh, okay, to each side. Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna add these on to 2 of these right away as well. So this is gonna be like our top and bottom, and these are our 2 sides. So, okay, I think I am going to do the column way of sewing again. You know, we don't really need to keep this. This isn't, I'm trying to think of, should I use the netting version of this? But I think I'm just gonna chain piece this a little bit at a time. I have it all laid out here, so as long as I start here and then just keep going, I think we'll be fine. So that is the plan. Let's do it. All right, so I'm gonna start with these pieces, do these 2, and then I'll probably snip them off and then do the rest like this. Yeah, we're gonna do it like that. Okay, I got a plan, you guys. We are set. Let's chain piece these guys, get them all done real quick, and then we can assemble this whole thing. All right, starting out. I got my shoe off. I'm ready to go. Let's get my stiletto up here. Scooch that in. Oh gosh, I didn't change the tape on this yet, but I think we're fine. I didn't change my needle yet. I was going to do that too. Oh well, we'll finish it after this block. What's going to pop in this block for mine is going to be this yellow, this bright yellow. Everything else is going to be kind of blendy, but that's the nature of my quilt a little bit too. It's pretty low contrast. All right, I'm gonna end these now because there's only 2 in this first column. So I'm just gonna get an ender on here, or a little leader. Gosh, these are cut pretty poorly too. That's okay. We'll trim them all when we when I press them for half square triangles later. Okay, so this is the first and second row. So I'm just going to kind of put them back. And I'm going to grab the next one from the column here. So these go together. Now we'll be doing 4. There you are. All right, next up. Dang, nice, Mary. That's pretty hardcore. You know, I do feel pretty accomplished. I did get that, I showed you guys yesterday, I got that baby blanket done. So feeling good about that. A whole project done from beginning to end in like 2 days, basically. An afternoon and an evening. And done. So that felt good. So tomorrow is the baby shower. How are you guys? So this will be a fun thing. So you have to tell me what you think. But I'm going to start another row, I think. Hold on, you guys. And do I want to start another row? I'm going to just keep going. We're doing the next row here, just so I can keep chain piecing. So on Sunday, I am going to get a lash lift for the first time. So have any of you guys heard of this? It's basically like a perm for your eyelashes. So I have a friend who just opened her own eyelash place in here and in Minneapolis here, Whiplashes, and she is awesome. She's trying to change the rules for training of how people do eyelashes and all that for this region, because I guess there's not very good or not like a lot of required time to do that, and so she's trying to change that so the quality of lashes in the state goes up. And I don't know, she's just like at the front of her field, and it's awesome. So she's starting, she just had a little baby, and now she's starting a new business, and she's just opening soon, and I'm gonna go over there on Sunday and get my lashes done for this first time, so that'll be interesting. So I'm doing a lash lift, which is not, it's not where, you know how some people get all the like lashes glued in, like new lashes, to get like longer lashes and stuff like that. I'm just getting mine curled basically. So I think tinted and curled. So we'll see how that goes. I've not done anything like that before, but she's just awesome, and I think she's gonna do super well, and she's just really good at what she does. So I'm stoked to do that on Sunday. So you'll have to let me know on Monday if my eyelashes look curlier. Okay, I'm just leave that. I'm gonna just start the next row here. I'm trimming off the last one because I need that. All right. So, you know, I thought about with lash extensions, I actually have pretty long eyelashes, so I mean, unless I want to go super crazy, I don't think I need the extensions. And I think there's a little less upkeep for the lash lift, where you just get it tinted and curled, and less upkeep is kind of the name of my world. I'm just not sure I would be able to keep up getting actual lashes, even though they look amazing, and she does an amazing job at it, but I just don't know if I'd be able to, like, I haven't cut my hair in like 2 years, you know what I mean? I don't know if I'd be able to keep up with lashes every 6 weeks or so. So the lash lift I think will be good. So that's basically a perm for your eyelashes. Since knowing her, I know a whole lot more about the eyelash industry. It's just kind of fascinating. So that is a lash tint and lift. That is where first the lashes are just kind of dyed. So you won't have to wear like mascara or anything. It'll just look like you have mascara on, your natural lash. And then flutter. Yeah, I don't know if I'm capable of doing that, Noeline. But then the lash lift is, I think your lashes just basically get curled around like a little silicone rod. And, you know, I don't know, I'm sure with some chemical or whatever. And then it basically curls around that rod. All right, I just have to get these tops on, and then we're done with these. Or these little end blocks here. But yeah, so I'm curious. I think that fits my world a little bit better. Just curling them, and when they grow out again and aren't as curly, that's totally fine. But we'll see how it goes. I'm excited. And her new space, just from her Instagram post, just looks so good, and I'm excited. All right. With lash extensions, you have to be mindful not to rub your eyes. Yeah, I think there's a lot of good rules for lash extensions. And there's a lot of people not doing it very well too, and that's like a bulk of her business, or what it was before she started her new thing, was repairing people's like messed up eyelash jobs. So it's really important to go to someone who knows what they're doing for sure. All right, I am done here. Let's give it a press. Okay, so there's a lot of rules a little bit for pressing these. So it looks like this gets pressed this way. Okay, so this goes in and out like this. And these go this way and like this way. So there's a few little pressing rules here. So let's just try and follow those. This one goes this way, and then these two both go this way. I'm going to just turn it around here. These little outside squares get pressed to the inside, and that's the main deal. All right, now let's just get the front pressed really well. See, that's the neat thing, Noeline, I think about this, is that it's gonna, in theory, look like I put mascara on and curled my eyelashes without having to do anything. And that's, you know, when I do kind of makeup stuff, that's what I like doing too, is just some mascara and curl it to feel like a little fancy. So now I won't have to do that, which is awesome. Pretty excited about that. Then I can at least feel like I've done something, something in the morning to look not crazy. All right, here are the top and the bottom. And where'd the other ones go? Here we go. All right, the tan side, it's pressed this way and this one goes this way. Okay. Get it from the top. All right, so this is our side. So hopefully this edge matches up with our center area. Let's do the last one. Tinting them makes a huge difference. Okay, I'm excited about that. Okay. Press this way. Oop, smushed it a little. There we go. Okay, we are pressed. Dang, this is going super fast, you guys. I'm really happy about that. I thought these borders would take a little bit longer, but nope, speedy, and they are done. Especially with cutting, I thought it was going to take a little bit of time. So, all right, next up, you know, I don't think there's really any top to or bottom to this. Oh, it's looking pretty good. I was worried that since there's so many pieces in here that we'd be way off in height compared to these, but we're looking pretty good. All right, so we're gonna sew these sides on, and then after that, we'll get the top and the bottom. So it does look like a lot of little bits have to match up. So we're gonna deal with that now. I'm gonna clip, I think I'll probably clip both of these sides at once. So I'm gonna, the ones that look like they need to be matched up the most is I'm worried about, you know, these points being matched. So I'm going to flip this way, and those seams look like they nest, which is great. I'm going to just throw a clip in there to keep that in place. And it looks like this seam can clip together. I'm going to just clip all these seams, kind of how we did it last night. Just better safe than sorry on these. Some need to be tugged, like stretched a hair. Okay. And then nothing else has to match up to the end. We'll just let that lie. And same thing here. I'm not gonna clip. I just clipped the parts where we had to match the seam. So let's do that with this side too. Shoop. It's nice when we can nest the seams together. It makes it a lot easier. Thanks, Barbara. Okay, and one more. I used all of my clips for that baby quilt, and they're everywhere. So I have to clean it up yet. So every clip that I own is hanging out on my table here. All right, there's both of our sides. Let's sew those. All right. Good, I'm gonna just match up. So there's another point that we need to match up. You know, right here, we wanna sew through those seams, but we're gonna just hope that we can see it over here. So where these lines cross, these seams cross, we're gonna aim for that point as well. We should just automatically be there if we do our 1/4 inch seam allowance. But it's just something to watch for, that we wanna sew over that seam. That's what's gonna give us a nice point. Ugh, I gotta put new tape on here. Gotta do a lot of things here that I keep not doing. All right, so now this one had, the top was a little looser, so I'm just gonna kind of go slowly. Hope that we're all right. And now to the end. All right, let's get another leader here. Gosh, I could almost cut all these up and have another block, or probably another 2 blocks already. It's just kind of crazy how fast these half square triangles accumulate. All right, let's peek how we did on this one before we do the next side. Do you have an idea of what block we're doing next week? Bev, do you have any suggestions? I haven't thought that far ahead yet. All right, here we are. I think that looks pretty good. Not too shabby. If we yank on it a little bit, then this diagonal, I think, ends up a little bit better. But I love this. Look how it looks like a point, like we finished the point up. So that's looking great, I think. This side looks even better, I think. All right, cool. I feel good to go on this one. Oh, the octopus. Oh gosh, that's a whole applique one, isn't it? My mom finished that one already. Oop. There we go. Oop, I'm stuck on here now. All right, again, aiming for this point. Okay, let's get another leader started, it looks like. Do an easy one and a hard one. That's probably a good idea, Jennifer. Sometimes you just need a break from the hard ones, you know? Sometimes you just need to do the easiest block you can find. And then other times you feel up to the challenge, and when you feel like that, it's time to bite. I'm still liking doing these pieced ones right now, so I'm still on this pieced kick. I think, Jane, this will be my 38th one finished, so I only have, I'm in my 30s here. All right, There we are. There's the second side, looking pretty good. All right, so we have to press this before we can put these tops and bottoms on. So let's see. We are pressing them outward. So I'm going to just lay the iron on the top and squish it outward. The same thing here. Oh, I'm curious if this is going to end up being 6.5 inches. We'll see. Yeah, that's true, Gretchen. Sometimes I think something's going to be a little easy and then it ends up being harder, and sometimes vice versa. I think that's been the case with a lot of these pieced blocks. There were a couple that I'm like, oh, this one will be easy, and it ended up being hard, like the mountains one. Well, not necessarily hard, but the mountains one was a little more difficult than I was expecting. And then there was one, I think one of these first pieced ones that we did like a week or two ago, that it looked difficult, but then we had it done in like a night or something. That was a surprise to me. All right, top and bottom, let's get them on. It looks like the seams will match up pretty well, which is great because, you know, that doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes it looks like I got a lot of excess, but this time it's looking pretty good. Look at it so far. It is so subtle, but you can still see this kind of square in the middle with these pinwheels, which I think is kind of the look of it. You got this kind of outer square with being intersected by these pinwheels, and I'm still seeing it. It's super subtle, obviously, because of the blocks that or the colors that we're using, but I like it. All right, I'm gonna clip together all of these seams again. I think that's been like a big thing that has been working well. Ooh, Robin, awesome. I love this folding mat just because it folds up. Right now it's in half. So this folding mat, see this squiggly side? That's actually the seam. So it unfolds and now I have a mat twice as big. But what's super nice is that in the small way, it totally fits my little space here really, really well. But if I need a bigger mat, I can fold it bigger, and it's totally smooth as well. So it's kind of a neat little deal. All right, I am stretching this a little bit to get to this matched up seam. So let's make sure to clip that. Bree, I agree. I really like how this is looking. I mean, you know, we knew, because like a lot of you guys have done this block before I did, I knew that for what you're saying, that it was kind of a little difficult. So I went in. Ooh, gosh, I got a lot of bulk here. We'll see how it goes. I went in knowing that, okay, this one might be a little difficult. So that was kind of good to know. And really the difficulty, again, I think is in just cutting and sewing as accurately as you can when you have all these little pieces, like trying to get your 1/4 inch seam allowance as good as you can. And then also just staying organized. This one was about staying organized, like what piece goes with what, and, you know, naming everything right. That was a big deal for this one, I think. All right, I always look to make sure I have it the right way, instead of like, you know, this would be, don't want to do it upside down. I fold it over and then we're good. I'm clipping both sides again at the same time because why not? They won't get in each other's way. Oh, 30 is a pretty dang big number, I think. Barbara, that's a lot. If it wasn't for you guys, I would have 0 done. This is my sewing time here in the evening with you guys, and if it wasn't for this, I probably wouldn't be sewing at all. This is my active decision to stay consistent with something, and you know, it's the best part of the day. My little time that I get to sew with you guys. Yeah, Game of Thrones will be on Sunday. I won't be able to watch it till Monday because we have HBO Now, which is kind of the app. I think it's all the day after it airs. But the bummer is that it's only going to be once a week. It's not like Netflix where you can binge watch all of it. They come out with one a week. Which is a bummer. Binge watching is the way to do it, I think. Okay. Let's sew. I'll line up this little edge. Yeah, gotta retape this. It's in the wrong. I'm gonna actually just move it because it's in the wrong spot anyway. It's also like the edge of my foot here and kind of the middle of my feed dog. So I know without that, without my postcard there, my business card there, I know where I'm aiming for still. Ooh, gosh, going through a lot of layers there. Now here's where it was a little bulky on top. Oh, hopefully this all turned out well. We'll have to see. Lining up this last bit. I think I lost my nested seam here. Okay, last little bit. Whew, okay, there we go. Oh, I did, Barbara, I did binge watch it. So I've now, I think, watched the whole thing through 3 times. I watched it, I watched it as it came out the first time. Well, sort of. And then I binge watched it last year before this last season came out, and I binge watched it again before this season came out. So I crazy binge watched it basically 3 times. So I'm pretty familiar with it all, and I read the books too, so feeling like a actual super fan. All right. I really like those kinds of shows and books and everything though. Ooh, dang, Noeline, 52. That's good. I'm gonna have to see how many my mom has done now. I know she has a bunch. She's doing little bonusy blocks too. All right. That is that. Let's check it out. Oh, I didn't. I was gonna peek at how we did before moving on, but I didn't. So we'll have to check it out now, both sides. All right, let's see how we did here. All right, I'm just peeking at my point. Not too bad. Looking good. What about this side? Ooh, that's looking good. Ah, I like it. Ooh, it did a little slip at the end there. I did the same thing over here, so that's kind of interesting. Same little teeny, 32nd of an inch little slip there. All right, let's press this and do a little measuring, see if we got our 6.5 inches, just because I'm curious. See how it goes. All right, wait a second now. We press these. I don't think there are pressing instructions for these, but they seem like they want to go out. So we're going to go out. Play it by feel, how it feels you want to do it. Oh yeah, my mom's pretty far ahead, I think. She's done all these hard ones too, in-depth ones. She's done the octopus already, and yeah, she's hardcore on it this year for sure. I'm doing the best I can here. But yeah, I'm on 38. This is 38 right here. All right, I want to get this as squished flat as I can, but I think that's probably the best it's going to get. Squish them seams. Our neighbor's dog is howling. We've named that dog Aru. It's a little beagle that just howls. All right. There we are. I think it's so pretty. And I like the subtle colors. I mean, you do just barely get what's going on. But it's one of those blocks that you look up really close and you're going to see it. So here's that square. That might be something to play up when we quilt it a little bit. That would be kind of fun. And the cute little pinwheels and stuff too. So let's just, you know, just to show the difference in contrast, here's the one, example one. But it's neat. I like how subtle it is. So let's do a quick measuring. This is like the master test of how well we did with our seam allowances. Yeah, pretty good. I feel like if we gave it a little stretch, we'd probably be a little bit more on. Let's try that. Yeah, not too bad. I'm maybe a 1/16 of an inch shy on the edges, but that's not any different than we are with most of the blocks. So I'm feeling really good about this. That just means that my seam allowance accuracy for getting it at 1/4 inch is pretty good, because when you have to get it right for this many 1/4 of an inches, you know, a little bit off and it'll be a little too big or a little too small, but it multiplies when you have all of these tiny, tiny pieces, lots of seams. So that we're only a 1/16 off, I think we're pretty good, pretty well, pretty well on there. So yay! Done. That is 38 for me done at this point. Oh, you guys, you know what? It's not 38 done. I was thinking that I had 38 done because this is the 38th one that I'm working on, but I think I have some unfinished blocks yet. You know what? That might be what we should do next week. Get those guys out. So I don't actually have 38 done. I have about, I don't know, 35 or 36 done. I'm gonna have to look in the binder and break those out. I think it's foundation paper piecing. I'm gonna have to look at those ones. So all right, I'm gonna flip you guys around and we'll call it a night here. Oh, I knew it was too good to be true to be be complete up to this point. I do have some unfinished ones, but here we are. Here is the Estelle block. I think it's really pretty. I like those little subtle floral bits. From far away, you know, you can't tell the contrast very much, but I think we'll get it, and we'll play with the quilting as well when we get. Oh yeah, we didn't do. I'm behind on a bunch of embroidered ones too. We'll take a look. I don't even remember the ones I don't have done, but I have a picture of some unfinished foundation paper piecing. So maybe we do that next week. Get caught up. Get that real feeling of accomplishment there. So all right, you guys, thanks again. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. I'm going to get this up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies, and it'll be here on the Penguin and Fish Facebook page. And I'll be back here on Monday with my curly eyelashes. So I'll see you guys at Monday on the Facebook, Penguin and Fish Facebook here at 8:30 p.m. Central. So see you later, guys. Have a good weekend. Good night.